All right, welcome to everybody around the world, and welcome to all my subscribers. I just want to take a brief few minutes here to introduce this incredible book here. It's available on Amazon. I am the author, but more importantly, this is 7 pillars of scriptural proof, as it says, for when the end days will occur. It's been a prevalent myth in Christianity that you cannot know when Jesus will return. It's based upon 2 verses that say you won't know the day or the hour. Okay, these verses do not say you cannot know the year or years when Jesus will return. And quite simply, as I show in the book with all the scripture to back it up, God has instructed us to know and to count to when the end will come. He told us explicitly in Daniel 12 to do this. And there's many other verses throughout the Bible, in the New Testament especially, that detail how we must be ready, waiting, and watching for when this will occur. Okay? It's been a great deception in the churches that there's going to be, a final 7 years of some antichrist that is not biblical. I cover that in this book as well. A quick piece of proof: Jesus said and told us that people will be living in peace and surety until the sudden arrival of the end. There will not be 7 years of doom and gloom under an antichrist. You're going to be living normal lives like the days of Noah, eating, drinking, making merry, peace and charity, and then sudden destruction. Okay, so people have been deceived by Satan to not know when Jesus is returning. Okay, nobody's going to know the day or the hour or even the week or the month or even the season, but we will know the year and period of years which he will come based on what God told us. Okay, so for all the Christians, people out there saying that you can't know and I'm a false prophet, you don't know what you're talking about, you're not being biblical. If you want to see the proof, it's all right here in my book. I also have video teachings, hundreds of video teachings for free on my channels, right? But this book here, $11.11. That's 1111, hence the Rapture. Okay, very cheap, very affordable. And this is 7 pillars of scriptural proofs. These are 7 different prophecies in the Bible. Okay, and each of these prophecies has a numbered is a time period that God has given us a number for how long that period is. So in this book, what I've done is I've investigated these 7 prophecies. Now, of the 7 pillars in this book here, 5 are my own unique discoveries that nobody else has ever discovered before. I'm very pleased with myself and duly proud of discovering them with God's guidance and help. They are profound, epic, earth-changing discoveries, and they must be heard. I've been trying to announce this for years on YouTube. I've reached thousands of people, but it's not enough. People have to hear this because the magnitude of these discoveries and evidence is unsurpassed. Okay, you will never find anything that can come close to the mountain of evidence that is in this book. Okay, now that 2023 has passed, 2024, this is the year that we should be expecting our blessed hope to manifest, which is the arrival of Jesus. All the evidence you need is in this book. Okay, one of the pillars of proof is the 6,000 years, all mapped out for you in this book here. Okay, every single year accounted for. There isn't one stray year missing. Okay. I give mathematical breakdown as you go, the verses, where you can get the numbers from. Everything is broken down in steps over multiple pages so that you can see step by step little baby blocks all the way from 0 to 6,000. And there is no way anybody could deny this is true. The 6,000 years, without question, most certainly end with 2024. Okay, and that's just one of the pillars of proof. Okay, some of the others. There's a prophecy from the book of First Enoch, which actually backs up the 2024 timeline. There's also a prophecy, and that's a discovery that I made and pioneered. There's also a prophecy and discovery that I made in the prophecy from Isaiah, which is, eluded everybody all this time, which again confirms 2024. Okay, we also then have the famous prophecy from Daniel. Now, whilst I did discover this myself, I'm not uniquely the only person to have discovered this about the prophecy of Daniel and who the true identity of the final beast kingdom being the religion of Islam. But nonetheless, the prophecies of Daniel detail 2024. Okay, we also have another minor discovery from the prophecy of John in Revelation, which confirms again the 2024 timeline. So we also have another prophecy from Daniel which I seem to be the only person who has cracked and solved and pioneered with this one. And this one again confirms the 2024 timeline. So altogether, we have 7 epic prophecies from the Bible, okay, which all point to and confirm 2024, okay? Now, the reason why, if anybody wonders, 2023 to 2024 is because I'm not pinning down the day, week, month, season, even specific year. And the reason why I've done this range here is very logical. All the maths point to 2023 being the final year, which means once 2023 is up, 2024, it'll happen in 2024. But the other thing we have to logically keep in mind, and I detail this in the book, something I call year flux. You have to allow for a tolerance of a year flux because we don't know which month the measure is being taken from. If it's being taken from a January or a December, there's a difference of 12 months, even though it's the same calendar year. So that's why you have to allow for up to 12 months of flux. Okay, so even if 2023 by the maths on paper was the final year, you still have to allow for a year flux because the event the measure could have been taken from December, okay, which means there would be an additional 12 months to go. Okay, so that is the brief explanation for why I've always had this as the range. That is why it's on the title of the book. It's not that I was wrong about 2023. It was never the case. I've always stated year flux. 2024 has got to be the year. There's too much biblical evidence to point towards this. Okay, the 6,000 years, all these various prophecies. Something I discovered in the prayer in the Garden of Gethsemane with Jesus. Okay, prolifically astounding prophecy that Jesus gave us that points towards 2024. There is so much evidence here. How long Israel reigned for in relation to how long it fell from the glory of God, culminating in the death of Jesus. That's a specific time period. And, that's one of the chapters in here as well. And that number there, I don't want to give away all the interesting things, but that period there, okay, of 999 years, and God says they will receive a double portion as their punishment. So for 999 years, meticulously calculated, all detailed in the book, with all the list of the reigns of the kings and everything on the pages for everybody. 999 years times 2 is 1,998. The 990-year period started after King Solomon's reign, culminated with the death of Jesus. That was 999 years exactly. From there, the double period of punishment started. 1,998 years added on to that gives you 2023 as the final year. There are so many pieces of evidence in the Bible that all collectively point to the same period. There is no way that this could be wrong. Okay, this is not my invention. This is what the Bible has revealed. And the entire world must know about this truth. If this is the very final year that we have this year, the world has to prepare. There's only about 10 months left, okay, to prepare. This book is only $11.11. I have the teachings available for free on my videos, on my channels. But the best compilation, everything, all my hard work, putting it all together in one compendium, resource for everybody is right here. And it's only $11.11. That's like the price of 2 sandwiches or whatever where you live. It's well worth the trade-off. I urge you all to go get it. It's got international copyright, so you can't photocopy and give it out to people. But I urge you to get a copy or get multiple copies. If you can afford to, buy lots of copies and give them out to people. If you're wealthy or whatever, and you can afford to do that, okay? But at least get yourself a copy and study it, okay? Study it, study it, study it. You can learn, you can read it all in one day. If you were to study it, it'll take longer, but you could read it in one day, and then you can go around to other people and share the wisdom. I would advise people, as I've always said, to quote from the book itself so that you don't misquote and misrepresent the truths and cause people to be led astray or confused. Okay, but this is critically important. Okay, even just one of the 7 prophecies from the Bible, just one alone is enough to prove 2024 is the end. That'll be from the prophecies of Daniel. That's all you need. But I went out of my way to find extra. I found 5 unique ones of my own, 5 discoveries of my own to support the prophecy of Daniel in the 2024, and they're all there, okay? If you don't believe me, get the book, read it, you will become a believer. The hairs on my head and my back stood up when I read this book. When I finally finished typing it, and I did my proofread, and I read from front to back without stopping, it made the hairs on my body stand up on end. It was absolutely incredible. It was chilling. and it was absolutely intimidating because the revelations, the accuracy, the truth, the reality of this is 100%, and it will blow your mind and change your world. So I urge you to go to Amazon and get your copy of the book as soon as you can, and to study it, and to take your copy to your churches, take them to your Christian friends, take them around and help share it and spread it so that people can become aware and ready. Because we've been warned it'll be like the days of Noah. Everybody will be living their daily lives thinking everything's peace and surety, and then it'll be sudden destruction. Okay? You're not going to have any time to change. All right? Well, I'm not going to detail how God judges, right? But the time is running out. It is imperative that you prepare now. Okay? We won't know the day. We won't know the hour. We won't know the week. We won't know the month. We won't even know what time of the year it's going to happen in. Okay? And it may happen at the end of 2024, at the start of 2025. And I detail that in a chapter of the book here. Okay? So please, please get a copy and help share the information, okay, by lending the book to people or getting somebody else a copy, okay? And while you're at it, if you want, if you're interested in the true original Christian theology, I'd urge you also, likewise, while you're on Amazon, get my systematic theology. You don't have to, but it's up to you. But if you want to know what the real deal theology is, I'd urge you to get this, okay? That will change your world as well. And if you like that, I would urge you to take that to your churches as well. But at least get this one here. At least get this one here for right now. Okay, this one's $11.11. This one here is $22.99. Okay, 23 bucks. So God bless you all. Everybody take care, but don't say I didn't warn you. I've been warning people for 7 years on YouTube about 2023, 2024. I was one of the first, if not the first person to do that. Okay, and it goes to that question that it's going to happen. Okay, and all the world, let me put it this way. If 2023, 24 is the end period, then the 3.5 final years that are told to us in Revelation 11 would have started in 2019, 2020. Now, what happened in 2019, 2020? That global disease broke out. Not only that, and I made a video warning this in the middle of 2019, saying that everything's about to get worse in the world, and it did. All the natural disasters around the world became more frequent and more powerful in magnitude. Hurricanes, typhoons, cyclones went from being category 1, 2, and 3 on average to being 3, 4, and 5 on average, or even greater. They've had some 6s out there in the sea. Okay? Everything's getting worse. Everything's getting more frequent. Even the rocks coming down to the earth are becoming more frequent. The appearance of UFOs is becoming more frequent. These great apocalyptic sounds being heard are becoming more frequent. Everything is happening and indicating, even at the October 7th attack, it's all mounting up, just like the Bible said would happen. And people have to get ready now. People have to get ready now. Okay? And one little quick thing I'll just end on for everybody. Another interesting discovery. In the book of Daniel, it says that it would be from the decree of the king to rebuild Jerusalem, both street and wall, that 483 years from this point is when the Messiah would die. Now, that decree was given by King Artaxerxes in 457 BC. This is confirmed by historians, and they will tell you this is the only applicable date because what the Bible records lines up with history, and it was King Artaxerxes who gave that decree. There's verses in the Bible where it says Artaxerxes' decree was to rebuild street and walls, and there's verses where it says they are rebuilding the street and walls by his decree. So it goes to that question. 483 years from that point gives you 26 AD for the death of Jesus. We know that he taught in his ministry for 3 years before his death. That means he was baptized in 23 AD. Okay? As I cover in one of the chapters of the book, one of the little discoveries that I made is in the story of Gethsemane, and there's other verses that tie into this together, but there would be 2 days. On the third day, we are healed. So after Jesus was anointed and appointed as the Messiah at his baptism in the year 23 AD, there were then 2 more days until the end. Okay? Because on the third day, we will be healed. There you go. That little minor point also points towards that as well. So anyways, God bless you all, folks. Take care. And I urge you all, please go get that book for the sake of your souls. Study it and prepare. Okay? Prepare.